As we head into the hottest part of the summer, we're going to have to water our plants more often just to keep them alive. Plants grown in containers or planter boxes have to be watered every day now, and even sometimes twice a day on those really, really hot days. This can be very time consuming and uses a lot of water, which means your water bill is going to go up. Well, how would you like to be able to use less water and spend less time watering? In this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that using the right soil amendments. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Linda, and I'd like to welcome you to Veggy 360. I had an interesting learning opportunity this month. When I was out of town, the timer on my drip irrigation system failed, and so my raised beds and my planter box didn't get watered for several days. The temperatures during this time, unfortunately, were in the mid-90s, which is about 35 degrees C. The strawberry planter box, which you can see here, is actually on top of the deer fence. Yes, deer fence is doing double duty. The strawberry planter box has to be watered 1 to 2 times a day during the summer just to keep them going. So I use a drip irrigation system to save time. Each spring I add 1 to 2 inches of compost, which is 2.5 to 5 centimeters, in order to add organic matter and nutrients to the soil, and then I top that with mulch in order to help keep the moisture in. But even with that, during days like this, it's just not enough, so I water twice a day. So as you can imagine, having that timer go out when it did was really, really bad timing. Luckily though, I had tried something new this spring. I divided this planter box up into sections and tried different soil amendments in each section. One of the amendments I used is PittMoss Prime. It's made from upcycled organic paper fibers. It's very lightweight with great water holding capacity, and because it has no fertilizer added, PittMoss recommends blending it with 30 to 50% compost. Another soil amendment is Humus compost from Soil Cubed. This is a composted blend of dairy cow manure, grass clippings, and wheat stubble. It has good structure, it's full of nutrients, and can hold lots of moisture, yet provide good drainage. When I got back home, I had a chance to see which amendments did best in retaining moisture and keeping the plants alive. As you can see, there's definitely a difference in plant survival rate. As it turns out, the control cell, which is compost only, did the worst. I actually lost the most plants in this section, so I'm going to have to do a lot of replanting in the fall. In this section, I used a combination of compost and pit moss in a 1-to-1 ratio. This section did very well, and many more plants survived. I used Soil Cube humus compost in this section, and it did as well as pit moss in a 1-to-1 ratio with a similar survival rate. I added compost and pit moss in this section as well, but this time with 2 parts compost, 1 part pit moss. The section didn't do nearly as well as the 1-to-1 ratio, and I lost many more plants. With less pit moss, there was less moisture retained. I used compost only in this section as well, and look how many plants died. Ugh, terrible. The winners were compost plus PittMoss Prime in a 1-to-1 ratio and Soil Cubed humus compost. Unfortunately, the Soil Cubed product is not currently available in our area, but I did get lucky this year and was able to get a bag from a friend. Both of these amendments have very good water holding capacity. Between the two of them, though, pit moss seemed to hydrate faster and less water ran out of the planter box when watering. Now, I have to say, I'm not affiliated with either of these companies, and neither one of them are sponsoring this video. But I was so impressed with what I saw, I just had to share this information with y'all. This fall, I'm going to be replanting the areas in which I lost the most plants, primarily the compost-only sections. In the spring, I'm going to be using compost plus PittMoss Prime added in the 1-to-1 ratio in the whole planter box. Hopefully it will be more drought tolerant, just in case I lose that timer again on my drip irrigation system. If you learned something from this video, please hit the subscribe button and help me grow more gardeners by sharing this video with others who also want to grow their own food. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.